Hey there, I'm the developer of PatchQuest, an upcoming action roguelike game set on an abandoned jungle island. Thanks for checking out my devlog. The big twist of this game is your lasso ability, which lets you mount and ride an enemy of your choice. While riding a monster, you can use 3 of its skills in combat. Some monsters can fly. Some monsters can tunnel underground. Some have control over fire. And this one can web sling, just like your friendly neighborhood
copyrighted character.
The game currently has 32 different monster species, and you can mount all of them. And this month, I've upgraded each and every one of these monsters with a new ability. Now, these new abilities can't actually be used by the player. They're NPC only, and they're supposed to make NPC monsters harder to fight. Hopefully, these abilities have really boosted the variety of the combat gameplay. So, to add so many new abilities, I've had to add some new mechanics as well. First up are swarmers. These are small animals, typically insects, that can help out their parent monster. So, for example, Bumblebear now has the Queen Bee ability, which lets her summon a ring of bee-type swarmers. These swarmers can absorb projectiles, protecting the bear, and once destroyed, they'll respawn after a delay. You'll have to apply consistent pressure to break through this ring and reach the monster inside. These bees can also shoot projectiles of their own on occasion. Poislug also uses swarmers. His Divide ability lets him split apart into a dozen tiny slugs, which slide around the room dropping bubbles. After some time, they'll merge back together, forming the original Poislug. To defeat him, you need to take out all of these mini slugs. Shimmerwing has the Pupate ability, which lets her lay a cluster of pupae swarmers. They'll wriggle around helplessly, but don't be fooled, if left alone for long enough, they'll metamorphose into more Shimmerwings. You really need to keep on top of them. Swarmers don't inherit their code from monsters. They're a fully separate class that's much simpler and much faster to update. And that's why so many of them can be on screen at one time. The next new mechanic is armor projectiles. These special projectiles are indestructible, and they're used to represent the armor-plated parts of a monster. Umbrellyfish's tentacles ability gives him 2 long and wiggly armored tentacles. You can't destroy these tentacles, so if you want to damage the Umbrellyfish, you'll need to shoot through the gaps. Be aware that armor projectiles will still damage you if you touch them. Berserker's Stinger ability protects his belly with an armored stinger. This stinger tracks the player, making the monster hard to shoot. Berserker will make good use of this ability by charging towards you at high speed, trying to sting you. However, after this charge technique is used, it takes some time for the stinger to reposition. This makes it the perfect time to shoot the monster in the back. Copra's Tail Trail ability lets her leave an armor-plated tail behind as she moves. This protects the monster, and it can also divide the arena into 2 sections. She can also coil up like this, leaving herself covered from almost all sides. I really like this ability because it helps sell the idea that this monster is a long, slithery snake. Armor projectiles have a purple glow to make them stand out from the regular red bullets. I've also gone back and changed blockades to have an orange glow so they stand out too. If you're unaware, blockades are the defensive projectiles that you can shoot down. Last but not least, I've given monsters access to a new mood, Frenzy. This mood makes the monster very aggressive, and it also makes it nearly indestructible. When a monster is frenzied, it's probably best to focus on dodging it. This mood is very powerful, so to keep it balanced, it will only trigger in specific situations. Galvangler's Predator ability lets him swallow smaller monsters whole. If there's no better options, he'll even eat other Galvanglers. Swallowing a monster will temporarily boost the Galvangler and send it into frenzy. It'll take 15 seconds for this mood to wear off. Hypnoth also uses frenzy, but in a slightly different way. Using her possession ability, she can link up with another monster and send that monster into frenzy for an unlimited stretch of time. You'll have to take her out to break this link. Finally, I've also given frenzy to all of the jumbo monsters, regardless of their species. If you deal a large enough amount of damage to a jumbo in a short enough period of time, it will frenzy up for 15 seconds. This should help jumbo battles last longer, even when you have lots of abilities and power-ups. Not all abilities are using these new mechanics though. Some monsters have abilities that are a little more unusual. Magelian can turn invisible before summoning a series of shadow clones. These clones can attack you, but they'll also quickly disappear when shot. Triantula can launch herself on a sticky silk zipline, leaving webs behind as she travels. She will try to surround you in these webs, trapping you in the middle of the room. Velostrich is now even faster than before. He'll run rings around the entire room, occasionally pausing to attack. You'll need good aim and good timing to take him out. And I've also used this month as an opportunity to update some of the monsters' designs. Shinobo has always looked a bit too lanky for me, and so I've given him something closer to a gorilla's build. His ability lets him unleash a fast-paced flurry of kung fu strikes. Fluffalant's design was a bit basic. She's a woolly mammoth, but there wasn't really much else special about her. So I've now renamed her Puffalant, and I've given her a cuter appearance. Now, Puffalant can inhale large amounts of air through her trunk. Her ability lets her inflate like a balloon and then bounce around the screen. She moves faster the more damage she takes. Finally, I've overhauled Amplacute. This monster is supposed to be a newt/electric eel hybrid, but it didn't really look like either of those. So with this new design, I've really tried to emphasize those animal influences. Oh wait, that's the wrong image. Personally, I'm a big fan of his little salamander frills. Amplicute's ability lets him lay sparks down on the ground and then pass an electrical current between them. Don't get caught in it. There's 32 different monsters in the game, so I can't really cover all of them right now. But if you want to see GIFs and videos of every ability, then you can check out my Twitter feed, where I've been on a posting rampage this past month. 1 follow equals 1 happy Poislug. Moving on, I've also given your Nutria Blaster a perfect reload feature, similar to how this works in Gears of War. When your clip runs out, the gun automatically starts reloading, just like before. But now if you tap shoot while the marker is inside that little green box, you'll reload early. Let's see that again in slow motion. As a bonus for landing a perfect reload, you'll fire a volley of extra shots. This can be really helpful for finishing a monster off. So that about wraps up this month's changes. My goal was to make the combat a lot more varied and tactical, which is why I focused so much on the monsters and your weapon. It took a really long time to add all 32 unique abilities, but in the end I managed to cram it all in. Let me know in the comments which monster is your favourite. Let's now quickly cover my future plans. I think that combat is in a good place right now, so I'm switching focus towards exploration. Patch Quest currently has 12 different habitats to explore, but I added most of those in the space of just 2 updates last year, and as a result, they aren't quite as unique as they could be. So my goal for April is to return to these areas, giving each of them some extra polish and character. And as we move into the summer, I'll be improving other aspects of the overworld as we head towards a Steam release. But in the meantime, you can play the latest alpha of Patch Quest, including all of this month's changes, free of charge. To claim your copy, just visit the playtest channel in the Patch Quest community Discord server. All you need is a Windows PC. And remember to check out the Twitter feed too. I've been making detailed posts about every single monster and their new abilities, including the ones I didn't cover in this video. And there's also a new trailer for the game. If you would like to help Patch Quest grow, consider showing it to a friend. All of the links are in the description below. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.